Monday morning, December the 8th, 2025. Ken Arzone here, talking baseball, baseball history, career batting average leaders. My goal is to cover 1,000 ball players on my YouTube channel, and I've been going video by video. Some videos, I devote the entire video to one guy. Other videos, three or four guys, combination. This one, combination video. I'm in the 290s right now. First guy I want to look at, Lance Johnson. 1987 through 2000, 14-year career. Have you heard of him? I've heard of him. This guy was prolific in one thing, triples. Do you know what he did? He led the league in triples 5 times. Finished with 117 career triples. That's hard to do, a triple. If you're at the plate, you got to hit the ball in the gap or down the line, and you got to have some speed. Make it around second and get into third. In 1991, Lance Johnson had 13 triples, led the league. Then he comes back in 1992, has 12 more triples, leads the league, 2 black inks. But he's not done. 1993, leads the league in triples, 14. 1994, leads the league in triples for the 4th year in a row with 14. Takes a year off, as far as leading the league. He had 12 triples in 1995, but did not lead the league. But in 1996, he comes back and gets the most triples in his career in one season, 21 of them. So he has 5 times he led the league in triples. 5 black inks. And he led the league in hits twice. I didn't know this. 1995, he had 186 hits, led the league. And then in 1996, this is a banner year for Lance Johnson. He gets 227 hits in the season. Leads the league, black ink. So he has 7 black inks to his resume. Also, in 1996, he batted .333 and had a 327 total bases. Also had 117 runs scored. That is his best season, 1996. Only had 69 RBIs, though. He never had 100 RBIs in a season. Only had one season, 100 runs scored. So he finishes with 1,565 hits in 14 years. Should have been better. Because it looks like he had a nice 2-year stretch, but out of 14 years, only 2 or 3 good years. The rest, average. That puzzles me. If a guy can get 227 hits in 1 year, and he's in his prime, either early 20s, late 20s, or early 30s. Prime baseball right there for a ball player. Why can't you repeat that season again? At least maybe 2, 3, or 4 more times? And of course, the great players are able to do it 6, 7, and 8 times. 200 hits in a season. He only got 200 hits once, but it was 227. That's a good year. Batted .333. So he ends up 291 career batting average. Lance Johnson, interesting guy. Stole 327 bases. That's a lot. In 14 years, 300 steals. All right, we're done with him. Who's next? Pete Runnels. 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 Have you heard of him? Played in the 1950s, a little bit in the 1960s. 1,854 hits, 1,799 games. 291 career batting average. You know what's interesting about this guy? Pete Runnels? 2 batting titles. 1960, he batted 320, led the American League, playing for the Boston Red Sox. And then he comes back 1962 and leads the league in hitting again, 326. How about that? 2 batting titles on your resume. His highest hit total, 183. That was 1958. Only had one season, 100 runs scored. That was 1958, 103. That could be his best season. I would say 1962 is best season. 183 hits, bats 326, leads the league in hitting. Other than that, the rest of his career, he played 14 years. It looks like 2 or 3 good years, and then the rest of the years, average. But, like I said before, if you make the major leagues and you win a batting title, you can be proud of that. Even though you may not do much else in your career, you may just be an average player the rest of the time. But if you can have 2 seasons winning the batting title, nice going. All right, we're done with him. Who's next? Brian Giles. I've heard of him. Have you? 1995 through 2009. 1,897 career hits in 1,847 games. He ended up 291 career batting average. Interesting guy in baseball history. His highest hit total, 178 in a season. His highest batting average in a season, he had a 315 if you play the entire year. There was another season where he batted 355, but it was only 51 games. So my criteria, you got to be over 100 games or 120, 130, right in that range. Then we can look at you as far as batting average. If you're under 100 games, shouldn't count that much, even though you may bat pretty high in those 51 games. Runs scored. He scored 100 3 times. His high was 116. Had some 90s runs scored. So he got on base. Good on base percentage, 400 for his career, 40% of the time. He was also a slugger. He finished his career 502 slugging. There are 2 numbers that I like in stats. On base percentage, if you can do 400 or better, that's 40% of the time. I like that stat. Brian Giles, 400 exactly on base. And then in slugging, if you can be 500 or better, I like that stat. And Brian Giles, 502. Way to go. He had 3 seasons, 100 RBIs. His high was 123. Looks like, I'm looking at his career, looks like the year 2000 would be his best year. Batted 315, 35 homers, 123 RBIs. I'm looking, he had a nice 4-year stretch from 1999 through 2002. 4 years in a row, 30 plus homers. He had a 39, a 35, a 37, and a 38. So that's good power numbers there. Ended up 287 career homers, but he started late, age 24, and then he stopped at age 38. So 15 years, couldn't quite get to 300 homers, but he did pass 1,000 runs scored. I like it. His 1,121 career, and then he passed 1,000 RBIs. He had 1,078. So he's a solid player, Brian Giles. But the first half of his career had like a good 4-year stretch in his first 10 years. But then after that, kind of fell off. Couldn't quite get the power numbers going. He had a 23 homer season, but then he went 15, 14, 13. So his power numbers went down. The hit totals went down. Runs scored went down. His batting average. Looks like he had about 4 or 5 seasons, 300 or better. So Brian Giles, I'd say average to good player. Good in slugging. Good at on base. But not a long enough career to get even better numbers. If he had played 20 years, maybe get up to the 400 homer mark, that would have been good. But I like the fact that he passed 1,000 runs scored and 1,000 RBIs. Didn't get to 2,000 hits, so that would have been nice to see that. He had 1,897 career. All right, we're done with those three guys. Lance Johnson, Pete Runnels, and Brian Giles. Well, going down the list, there's 1,000 guys I want to look at, and I've looked at over 400. Got 600 more to go. Yikes. But why not? I'm curious. As I'm going down this list, is there a ball player that impresses me? I tell you what, when I started this career batting average leaders, I started with Ty Cobb. He's not just a good player, not just a great player. He's the greatest hitter of all time. 366 career batting average. Now, that doesn't mean that Ty Cobb is the greatest baseball player of all time. He's the greatest hitter of all time. 12 batting titles, 4,189 career hits. 366 career. You think anybody else in baseball history will play 24 years, have over 3,000 games, and have a better than 366 career batting average? You think in the future that will happen? I don't think so. I think that is a record that will never be broken. And if baseball plays another 100 and 200 years, I don't think we're going to see a guy 366 career. If we did, then that guy is probably from the planet Krypton. He's Superman in disguise. If you can do what Ty Cobb did. So I started with him. When I went down the list, Rogers Hornsby, 358. Joe Jackson, 356. I went down the list. A lot of these guys really impressed me with their career stats. Now that I've done over 400 guys, I'm in the 290s right now. So the next video, I'm going to look at, it looks like three more guys on the list. And we'll keep going down the list. Maybe I'll find someone who really stands out as far as I got to look at their profile, look to see what they accomplished. Talk to you later. I'm out.